Good morning, United Kingdom. Good morning. Good morning to another week. It is Monday, the 22nd of March. The new year has already started. We're into 2021. There's a lot of change happening. And I think today's topic that we have, which is doubt kills more than failure does. That's right. Doubt kills more than failure does. Very deep question. I think it will apply to everyone who's looking at the new year with a positive sign. So we shouldn't have a doubt about the actual progress of the vaccine and the future. So doubt definitely is not going to be the way forward. The markets want optimism and positivity, and therefore I think the saying has some meaning. Today we have backstage, we have a Miss Raman Kaur Boparia. So we have Raman Kaur Boparia backstage, and she's our first guest today. We also have our one of our regular visitors and guests, which is Ridhika as well. She'll be on in about a few minutes as well. And before we look at the question, is this a question for the week or the question of the day? We've had the question of the day, sorry. That is, doubt kills more dreams than failure does. The question of the week, or the topic of the week, is going to be help people and make money at the same time. That's a unique position to be in, especially if you're doing business. Because business, it by its nature, doesn't help. It's about bottom line. It's about making money. And yes, you can have an element of charity or philanthropy from the money you make, but there's very few businesses that can profess that they're helping people as they're making money. So we're going to go into that in a bit more detail. We have Raman Kaur, please.
Hi.
Good morning, Raman. How are you? What would you like to do? Is it Raman? Is it
Raman is fine. Thank you.
How would you like to be addressed?
Raman. Raman is great.
Raman. Okay, Raman. How are you doing this morning, Raman?
I'm good. Bright and cheerful. How about you?
Bright and cheerful. That sounds like Yorkshire.
No. London.
Oh, okay. So, that's London. That doesn't sound. That means you're from the north, then. Yes.
Actually, I grew up with cousins who were from Coventry, so.
There you are. I felt there's a tint in your accent there that we picked up. So you were originally okay. Where were you born, Raman?
In England, in London.
No, I mean we know that. I mean, what part of it? What city were you born in?
Dartford.
Chelmsford.
No, Dartford.
Dartford. Eastern girl. You're an East girl, are you?
I am.
Okay, so you're an EastEnders. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're an EastEnders. So you're born in Dartford, and then what happened? What did you do next?
Well, I grew up in nearabouts Dartford and married, and now I'm in Barking, so East London. I guess I didn't move very far.
Okay, so you're an East London girl from the beginning until now.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a little question then? How many years were you in Coventry for?
Oh, I wasn't in Coventry. I have cousins who live there. We're just very close growing up, so I guess the accent rubbed off.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so you didn't rub off the other way around. It rubbed off your way around to them. That's good. Okay, so you've got cousins in Coventry. What part of Coventry do they live in, by the way?
Longford.
Longford, right? Longford, is that where there's a vehicle plant or something, or?
Maybe. Or is that, you mean the Vauxhall place?
Longford?
I think it's a little bit outside, but yeah, you're about right. Yeah.
Area, right. Okay. So you lived in Longford, and you sort of like very close with them. So there's it's a lovely accent, by the way. There's nothing wrong. It's a lovely accent. It's a
Thanks.
lovely mix of the East. Well, I can't hardly hear your East End, to be honest with you. You haven't got the what? You haven't got that in you. You haven't got the twang in you. It's
No.
more. Where did you do your studies, Roman?
So mostly was in Belvedere in Kent, which is also east.
Belvedere, very nice. Okay, so you were in Kent. Okay, so you were still in Kent with your study. And what have you studied? Where did you get to?
I studied the normal, the education system that we do have up to secondary. They went to college.
The normal.
The normal, the flow of life that takes us.
Right.
And then I went to university at Imperial College.
Yeah. Ooh, right. That's it. That's where the well-spoken deliverance comes from. So Imperial College. What were you doing there, Roman?
I was doing business management, business studies.
Right. Okay. So you got your degree from Imperial College, and it was in business, was it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Was that like something that you actually liked doing, or was it just the first thing that came along, and you were a clever little girl and you decided to do? What did you do in business? What was it? What was the topics?
They were generic. So there was accounting, economics, marketing, basically all the different elements that are needed within a business, whether it's small or large.
So was it a master? Was it a bachelor's in business administration? Was it, or what was it?
Bachelor's in business management. Actually, there was a science to it because it had an element of agriculture in it.
Oh, right. Okay. So
Yeah.
was that on purpose, or did they just throw you into a potato field?
It was more throwing me into a potato field. Actually, it was sheep, but it was interesting, very interesting. I've learned things that I didn't know.
Okay, so was it okay? What was the course? I mean, I'm going into your course and what you've learned, but it's very interesting to know. Okay, so it was a bit of basically agricultural. Was it finance? Was it agricultural technology? What was it?
So it was, because it was a BSc, Bachelor of Science, the agriculture was the science part. So it told us more about the soil, fertilizers, and the farming element of agriculture and how it came into business, which was interesting.
Excellent. Okay, and have you been able to use those skills? Like, have you got a back garden full of grapes and lots of
I'd love to, but I don't. Although my husband does do all those things, and I did pass the knowledge on to him, which was great. But I always check. I can always check whether a soil is fertile enough to grow certain foods.
Wow! Right. Okay, so you're probably hot property, aren't you? Somewhere in the farming world, are you?
I'm not. I actually, when I did my degree, I found the accounts part quite compelling. I quite liked it. I was very interested in it, and I loved how you can take the pulse of a business with the numbers that are on the sheets, the spreadsheets, and
that takes a bit of that. Definitely does take a bit of experience to know where monies are deployed in a business, because it depends on the nature of the business.
Yeah.
So how do you? So are you into property now? Are you a property person? Are you merely a social mediaite? What are you?
So I am a ACCA fully qualified accountant.
Wow, very
And
humble, very humble, I would say, because I mean most people will come in with that straight away. So are you doing your own accounts? Are you working for a company?
so
Have
I
you
have
your own firm?
I have my own practice. Um,
Excellent.
yeah, I also have my own property company as well. So
Wow.
I understand how it works, and it's good to
Wow.
understand people as they are and their business, and then come into accountancy, because that then helps you, because accountancy is a support function, and you can't support people unless you understand business.
Wow. Okay, that's really unique. Because most people don't really put, I mean, people who are good at numbers, especially accountants, they don't put the human element into the numbers. So, is this something natural from you, Raman,
Yeah.
or is it something that you were you mentored by somebody who had that knowledge?
It's actually been a natural path, a natural progression from sort of one element to another. So it's, and I have a spiritual flair as well. So I think it's important. You can't take human beings or our nature, or who we are, out of numbers, especially with something that's so personal as in, your business. That's something that has come out, like you were saying before, a dream that has come out and is now on paper. So you can't, it's
Mhm.
not just numbers.
Excellent. Okay, you're actually quite fascinating young lady. I mean, and I think we could go into that topic for hours and hours, and I'd still want to learn more. But sadly, we have the topic or the underlying topic for the week:
Yes.
learn or help people, which comes back to your spiritual side. Help people and make money at the same time. That's quite unique as a topic, because it's the nature of business as is known to the majority. It is it's a numbers game. It's a it's more of a bottom line thing. But to say that you're helping people and making money at the same time is a bit like trying to mix oil with water in the world that we know, obviously.
Mhm.
So, what say you to that saying? Is it possible to help people and make money at the same time?
Yes, absolutely. And being in a support function, I can not only say that is correct, but I can actually say that with experience, because being able to do that, not just from a finance point of view or as an accountant, which is a fantastic support function for a business who really wants to grow, or a person, an individual who really wants to grow, but it's
Mm-hmm.
necessary also because people invest in you as a person. So if they know that you're, the sort of personality who really does have their best interest at heart, then you're automatically going to make money. It's not,
Wow.
it's a
Very
given.
deep. Now, how old are you? I don't like to ask ladies, but say,
Okay.
where are you? Are you under the 30, or are
Oh,
you?
that's very nice of you. I'm over 40.
Okay, so yeah, 40. That's a number. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything to me. What
Oh
I
yeah.
look at is people's heart, and I look at the energy, and the energy is very positive, very in energy terms. You're about 16, maybe
That's
20. So
lovely.
that's the way I look at you from your energy. Right.
Thanks.
Okay, Roman.
Hmm.
You've got you've got a lovely personality. You have a very deep understanding of numbers. And numbers aren't just number crunching for you; they reflect something about an individual. They reflect an individual's psychology, the way they operate.
Hmm.
Um, so, I assume, have you done a psychology course? Have you done anything on the psychology, or you say there's a spiritual element to you?
Yeah.
Let's work out first. What's a spiritual element?
So I haven't done a psychology course, but psychology does interest me, although it's more about spirituality for me. I think I'm into meditation, and I was from a very young age. So I read
Yeah.
all about your subconscious mind and self-hypnosis, which is interesting because you are right in saying that doubt does kill a lot of dreams. It's true. And being able to not trick yourself, but being able to manage your own expectations and come through successfully is really important. So I love tools. Yeah.
Okay, so you've been interested in that a long time. That's what I think that's what transmits in your conversation, in your energies. Let's suppose you talk about the positive. You talk about doubt being a killer. It's probably a bigger killer than anything else. If you doubt yourself, you doubt what you're going for. And I'm not going to put it into relative terms for the environment in the economy at the moment. We're not going to throw it into that yet. We're going to do that later on. Is there a negative force that makes you doubt then? Or is it just your own weaknesses that makes you doubt?
Well, we live in a world that is full of duality. You cannot have one without the other. It's not possible. So both will be there. You will have doubts because we're human and we experience both emotions. But positive thinking or positive outlook doesn't mean that you don't doubt. It means that you can still overcome that doubt by understanding what your strengths are. And if you are weak in certain areas, then understanding who you can collaborate with to get to the point you need to get to. So it's overcoming that and understanding that you can still have a positive outlook on life.
Yeah, but the question I've asked is slightly different. I'm asking you: is there actually is there a Darth Vader? Is there a negative force?
Yes, there is.
There is. How do you see it then? How do you perceive it in number terms or in the understanding of, spirituality? And how do you perceive what is it? Is it just yourself just thinking wrong? Is there an external force that's making you think negative and doubting yourself?
So
is it external? Okay, let's keep it even simple. Is it external or is it all internal?
So it's both. It's both. It's the same as saying your negativity can be on the inside, the same as your positivity is, both of them, but they're also available outside like magnets. So if you're in a negative place, you will attract that negativity from the outside. I mean, that's science, I can go into this, but as in particles.
No, it's interesting. I actually want you to go into. So, like a magnet. If I'm negative, and if I put a negative side of a magnet near me, it's going to repel. It's not going to attract me.
Right. So, I mean, it's going to repel your positivity, as in the things that you want. They're not going to come to you.
Okay. We're going to move because there's lots of stuff that I can talk because you got depth of knowledge behind. I think it's really, I could go on for another few hours with you and still ask more questions. Let's try and stick to the topic. So we have doubt being a big killer. So we know that doubt is, it's not a good thing. We should try and learn to overcome it. Second part of it, the question for the week or the underlying topic is make or help people and make money at the same time. Now, you're an accountant.
Yeah.
So when you help people, can you help people and make money, or do you need money to start the help? That's the question.
You do need money to start the help because unless you put yourself in such a positive attraction format that you attract the help towards you and you don't need that money. But generally, on the onset, we do need, depending on what your venture is, a small amount of money in order to help others. But then what goes round comes round too. When you help others, you receive that help too.
Excellent.